When people talk about great credit cards, Chase is always on the list, which is why they've been a staple in my wallet. From the original Chase Sapphire Preferred card through to the more recent Chase Freedom Flex card, and over the last 5 years with Chase cards has helped me accumulate over 350,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points with little to no extra effort. Now, like I always say, you should at least be getting 2% back on all of your spend no matter what. Because there are cards out there that offer exactly that. 2% on all of your purchases with no annual fees and no spending cap. Of course, a lot of credit cards come with other perks like elite status or credits to use, but in general, if you're going to invest time and effort into your credit cards, then you better be beating the base 2% cashback value. And with such a good variety of cards, I think Chase is your easiest bet at doing so. For example, get yourself the Chase Freedom Flex and get 5% back for your spend in quarterly categories like groceries, eBay, Amazon, to 3% back at dining and restaurants, and 1.5% back on all other spend using the Freedom Unlimited. Note that even though these are cash back cards, you're actually going to be paid out in points instead. So 5% turns into 5 points per dollar, 3% is 3 points per dollar, and 1.5% is 1.5 points per dollar. Not to mention the $200 or 20,000 points you get just for hitting minimum spend on these Freedom cards. Then combine that with cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve and earn 2 or 3 times back on all travel purchases, or 10 times points on hotels and car rentals through the Chase portal. Now I know that's a lot, but I'll have links down below for more details on Chase cards, but in general you get the sense on how you can stack up so many Chase points. And so with that said, we have a lot of points, but how can we best use them? I mean, if points were only valued at say half a cent a point, then even 3 times points back is not enough to break the 2% cash back level. Well, fortunately, there are lots of ways to redeem Chase points for more than that, starting with the first method and most straightforward, direct cashback. Remember, instead of getting direct cashback from the Freedom cards, you're getting points instead. So instead of 1% cashback, you get 1 point per dollar spent, which means that each point can be redeemed at a 1 cent to 1 point valuation. And because cashback is basically the most direct form of value you can get back, that means Chase points are at least worth 1 cent per point. Let's walk through the flow. Now, if you go through your main Chase tab, click on your points and land on the Ultimate Rewards portal, then you'll land on the page like this. From here, click the Earn and Use button at the top and to get a drop down of all the ways you can use your points. For cashback, click on the cashback icon, which will bring you to a new landing page. Here, it's really simple. $1 is equal to 100 points for, again, your 1 cent to 1 point valuation. And you can choose exactly what value you want to redeem. Say I put in $100, it'll say I need 10,000 points. Then if you scroll down, you get a choice of either getting straight statement credit or adding a bank account and getting the value directed into your account. Personally, if I know I'm gonna be using the credit card anyways, I'll just go for statement credit because I don't have to go through the hassle of setting up my bank account. Alright, so method number 2 of using your Chase Ultimate Rewards points is for the people's favorite brand, Apple. Again, access through the top bar. If you click on Apple, you'll land on kind of a mini Apple site within the Chase portal. Unfortunately, from going around, you're not getting that much more value here because it's just redeeming at a 1 cent per point valuation. So not something I would really jump at. But we do see from time to time there are extra offers, like right now saving $40 on AirPods Pros when you're buying through the portal. Or a couple of times within the last year, you actually get a bonus when you're redeeming points for the portal, like getting a 10% bonus when using your Freedom cards, so 1.1 cents a point valuation, or up to 50% bonus when you're using your Reserve, or 1.5 cents a point. At those rates, it might be a better consideration, but still not my favorite redemption path. And also not my favorite is using my points for Chase Dining. Now, I know Tock is an awesome platform where you're able to book reservations at a lot of popular restaurants, but doing so through the portal at, again, a 1 cent per point valuation seems pointless to me because I should just be able to get statement credit or cashback and then use it on whatever I want. But I'd have to say the absolute worst way to use your Chase points, which makes no sense to me, is using the pay with points option. Because if you click into the tab, you'll see that you could use Amazon or PayPal, but both ways, you're paying more points to redeem for less value. Like over 230,000 points for less than $2,000 in value, which works out to only 0.8 cents a point. I mean, you can get 1 cent a point for direct statement credit, so why would this even exist? The only way I would ever use my Chase points for, say, Amazon is when there are offers to trigger a steep discount by using just 1 point. So other than that, I'm never using this option. Alright, so next redemption we gotta talk about is using points for gift cards. When I go to the gift cards tab on my account, I see just under 200 gift cards. But most, if not all of these, are at a 1 cent per point valuation. So again, nothing special. There are some discounts like getting 10% off, say on your Topgolf gift cards, but still not redemptions that I would personally go for. Cool, so with all the redemptions we talked about so far, we've more or less established the fact that Chase points are worth at least 1 cent a point as a baseline. Meaning as long as on average you're getting more than 2 points per dollar spent on your cards, then you're beating out the usual 2% cash back. And with the variety of cards that Chase has, with 3 times on dining and 5 times in rotating categories and 1.5 on everything else, it's not actually that hard to do. But if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve, then congratulations, you've just supercharged all of your points. Yes, all of your points. Because when we go to the combined points page, you can see that you can move any number of points you want from one card to another. So say I choose the Freedom Flex, moving points over to the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I choose the 2 options, I go next, I say move 1,000 points as an example, go to review, double check and submit, then I'm done. And now I can redeem those points through my Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is even better because on the Preferred, you can redeem for travel at 1.25 cents a point. And if you have the Reserve, you can redeem at the elevated 1.5 cents per point. For example, if I go through my Freedom Flex card and try and book a flight from Seattle to New York, the cheapest ticket I come across is about $233, or about 23,000 points redeemed for this flight. But if I swap over to the Chase Sapphire Preferred and look at the same flight from Seattle to New York, I see that it's the same price at $233, but only cost me 18,500 points, so my 1.25 cents per point elevated rate. And just to double check with Google Flights, it's actually more expensive on there, so Chase is not gonna rip you off here. And these elevated redemptions work through the Pay Yourself Back program too, where you can get 1.25 cents a point redemption when you're going for Airbnb or charities on the Preferred, or the same but including membership fees, or more importantly, dining on the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now all of this sounds pretty amazing, because if you just travel even casually, then you can pretty much use this whenever you want and get the elevated value. And by doing so, you're actually elevating all of the value you get for all the spending that you do on the card, where you can think of it as 5 times points being equivalent to 6.25 or 7.5% back. 3 times is 3.75 or 4.5% back. 2 times is 2.5 or 3% back. And the 1.5 times on the unlimited goes to 1.875 or 2.25% cashback. Almost all of which are more than the 2% cashback target that we're aiming to beat. But that is not all, because the number one best way to use your Chase points is to transfer to one of their travel partners and redeeming it that way. For example, let's say we want to go to New York again and stay at a hotel like the Andaz Fifth Avenue. Through the Chase portal, we can see that it'll cost about $600 a night. And because I have the Preferred and the 25% bonus, I just need to pay about 48,000 points. Great, but we know that World of Hyatt is a transfer partner for Chase at a 1-to-1 rate. And so if we go through the Hyatt search and search for the same hotel, it's more or less the same price in dollars after the fees, so let's say about $600, but would only cost me 29,000 points. Meaning we're getting over 2 cents per point in value here. And if we look at an even nicer hotel like the Park Hyatt New York, it costs a whopping $1,600 per night, but only 45,000 points. pinning our points at a value of 3.5 cents a point in value, both of which beat any redemption that you can get through Chase themselves. But the best of the best value comes from flying luxury through business or first class flights. For example, let's say we want to fly one way from Seattle to Korea. That's going to cost us about $2,500 in business class through the portal, or just under 200,000 points because of the elevated value through the Sapphire Preferred. But we can transfer our points at a 1-to-1 rate over to Aeroplan and find a flight from Seattle to Korea for just 75,000 points and $50 in fees in business class, pitting the value at 3.3 cents a point. And we're flying the better Asiana Airlines direct. Or even better, transfer your points over to Virgin and book a round trip flight to Japan for just 90,000 points in business, which would have costed you about $8,000 in cash, pitting the value at just under 9 cents a point. There are so many different redemption paths out there, but this is by far my favorite way of using Chase points. And the main reason why I even play the credit card game, which is to go on these aspirational trips without having to pay the dollar amount. Another thing that is better when transferring points to these travel partners is if anything goes wrong, you need customer service, or you need a refund, it's much easier to go directly to the airline rather than needing to go through Chase as an intermediary step. And so with all of that said, these are the reasons why I think Chase is one of the best ecosystems for both beginners and experts alike. Because it's very easy to get a lot of points, from getting a minimum of 1.5 times points or as high as 5 or 10 times on certain categories, and the loads of points from the sign-up bonuses you get from all of their cards. At this point, I'm sure you'd love to get started on your Chase journey, so check out this video for details on those cards and this video for more travel hacks to elevate your experience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there.